So we're here in sunny Florida. It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
If this weather was like this in Michigan or in Canada, I don't think we'd ever leave. But this is why we are able to come to these events. Of course, the nice weather, but more importantly, the networking, the learning. There's so much to it.
Yeah, 2 days into it, and we're getting a really good reception. A lot of people coming by the booth, curious about the product. Some of which already use it, which is great to see.
So what prompted you to come up with a contract management module?
So historically, Quoter's product roadmap has been laser focused on the MSP.
Okay.
And quoting specifically has allowed us to go really deep on the functionality and nuances of selling managed services, selling software, hardware, and how to properly structure and price items. Standardization of pricing is very important. Quoting, like in contract management, is definitely an expansion. And we see this as setting the foundation for opening up the scope of what Quoter can do.
Okay.
So it just went live. It's something that we're really excited about and proud of. And for everyone that has signed up for early access, they'll be getting a month of it for free to kick the tires and see what it's all about. But really what it does is it gives a single source of truth for all the contracts that an MSP can have pending or under management or coming up for renewal.
Okay.
So you can have multi-sign authority on there. You can have addendums if scope changes. Inevitably it does.
Right.
And for contracts that are coming up for renewal, the MSP can quickly action them and see them all in an organized way to be proactive and keep the contracts up to date.
Yeah.
Because that's a big problem that we've seen. But it's largely coming from the qualitative feedback that we're getting working with the partners that we already serve.
Well, I think historically, when you take a look at how most MSPs manage their contracts, the fragmentation is a good word. And I would also say out of sight, out of mind. I think for the most part, we're creating a contract. Maybe it's something that's generated in Word, and then it's uploaded to some kind of a signature, software.
Maybe DocuSign or HelloSign.
Yeah. And so then hopefully that is saved and put into like a customer folder and maybe added to a PSA.
Yeah.
And hopefully there's an expiration date, but it's very loose.
Yeah.
There isn't any standard structure that, is being followed. I think for the most part, I think that's what's happening out there.
Yeah, that's right. And it's something that some MSPs are aware of, but a lot of them just live in that world of pain without really having much needs recognition on that, finding a solution for it.
Yeah.
Or they don't really fully see the ROI of what life is like once that standardized process is in place. And it's a difficult thing to quantify as well, because
Right.
it might be half an hour here, half an hour there. The role and responsibility might be shared across multiple people in an org. So trying to quantify the intangible, like hours spent maintaining something like that is difficult.
Well, let's think about the fact that these contracts, this is the most critical aspect of our businesses. As far as, let's talk about valuation, right?
Sure.
If you don't have a good grasp of what contracts you have out there, which ones are coming up for renewal, if they've lapsed and you're going to sell your company, then you don't really have secured MRR because they're lapsed contracts. They could those clients could walk away tomorrow.
Yes, exactly.
And then what?
Yeah, exactly. So obviously M&A is a very big trend in the channel, and we expect that to only continue. Growth by acquisition. And a lot of these MSP owners have been operating for 20 plus years, and they're looking for some sort of transition or succession plan.
Right.
And they have no idea what their MSP is really worth or where to begin on valuing what their business is worth. Contract management, again, gives some parameters on getting a handle on what your MSP is really worth.
Right.
And anyone that's looking to buy is going to want to see how many clients do you have under contract. What's the term length of the contract? With quota contracts, you can put in MRR and total contract value on each contract so it can be tracked.
Great challenge for MSPs, because if those contracts lapse, number one, that's a problem. But two, if those contracts are lapsing, and that means we're probably not increasing those clients' rates. Our costs increase, but what we charge the client needs to go up as well.
Yeah.
And if you don't have visibility of that, and we're charging what we were charging 5 years ago, that's a lot to make up.
Yeah.
Because you can't go to a client and say, you know what, I haven't increased our rates over the last 5 years. My costs have increased, so I'm going to have to charge you 5 times the amount today than I was charging you 5 years ago. That's not going to be a happy experience.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a bit of a catch-22, and that's one of the things that needs to be baked in from the start.
Right.
As soon as you have that client relationship, have them under contract, have some legalese and content in there that outlines what's going to happen around pricing, what may or may not happen around pricing.
Right.
The terms of the agreement as well is very important, and it puts you in that place of being more, again, proactive with how you value your services. And the service catalog of an MSP is in a constant state of expansion.
Yeah.
As technology evolves, the MSP is constantly trying to sell new services and further specialize in what they already are good at, and of course automate as much as they can.
Right.
So this gives them, again, a centralized place where they can have all of their team. We offer unlimited user pricing, so you can add everyone in there. It won't impact your bill, and give some visibility to what's really going on and what clients need to be, revised in what order.
So if someone wants to learn a little bit more about Quoter in general, or the contract management component, what's the best avenue for them to learn more?
Yeah, for sure. So I recommend following us on LinkedIn just by searching Quoter. But you can also go to quoter.com/contracts and sign up for early access there, or go to quoter.com/demo and you can get into our general demo flow and have a product expert show you the full product.
Again, thank you. Thank you all out there for listening to us. Hope you all have a great day, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks.